Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Avorion, welcome to the live stream. So, it's been a while since I've done a live stream, and I thought that, since this is the end of the first actual work week, I guess it is a time to do it. Better now than never. I really do hope that all of you have your chance to just enjoy your new year, and without too much problems. I suppose it's a little bit too hopeful to wish that everything's fine, but hopefully it is not going worse. Anyway, time to do Avorion. Welcome to welcome Sarcasm Detector Catnip. Yes, why not? Catnip. So I wasn't really sure what to do today, and so I decided to, let's just record the next couple of, or one or two episodes of the current RTS thing. It is going through remarkably slowly, a lot slower than I thought it would be. Welcome, welcome, Cowden. And yeah, so the current situation with the RTS playthrough is that everything's fine, except for the fact that it is going just very, very slowly, which wouldn't really be a problem if I was doing this alone. But since this is, a playthrough and a episodic playthrough, I kind of have to make these videos a little bit longer if I don't want to make, specific edits to them. And I'm still not really sure if it's a good thing or not. It really is up to you guys. Again, someone pointed out that, well, it's understandable if I have to do this because I need to, quote, appease the, YouTube system, but there's nothing to appease for. The channel is still unmonetized, that hasn't changed, and, yeah. You asked for your intoxicant of choice, catnip. Oh dear. Put it in a tea. I heard that's a thing that people do. Anyway, so in today's episode, I wanted to consider doing two things. First of all, we are simply going to play through, as usual, with the added idea that we might get into some shipbuilding. And when it comes to shipbuilding, I do want to consider making a fourth ship. The fourth ship would be a salvager. So, right now we are slowly encroaching that territory of the map where the ships that we actually encounter and kill do result in some very good, resources. Usually I wouldn't really bother with a salvager until I got to the point where I have started encountering R-type turrets. But I think that in this case in specific, this is going to help us quite a fair bit. So, with that in mind, let's take a look where we are. We last ended the episode where we killed off the first mission out of 2. We took 2 friend missions, and I think that instead of actually going back and repairing the ships at a repair shipyard, a repair yard, I think I'm going to just do us all a favor and just repair it on itself right here, simply because it's not really that costly in terms of iron titanium credits. So that's it for this thing. And still, I wanted to say, I was kind of surprised that the lady took so much damage. I thought that I built it up a little fair bit. It's a lot better than it used to be, but I think that the problem is, it's still only 4.1k, and we are playing on Veteran. So I think that if we want to, get this thing up to par with our main ship, the shooter, I think that we would have to expend a little bit more effort on that. So this thing is even cheaper to repair than the previous one, so we're going to do just that. And the shooter, well, the shooter doesn't really care. Shooter is up to almost twice as stronger in terms of hull, just raw hull, than the lady. So that's not really a problem for us. Anyway, so that is exactly what we're going to do. Today we are going to simply go and do the remaining lost friend mission. Okay, to make sure that both ships are currently following us. And after we do that, we are in fact going to consider making that fourth ship. Now, again, I do have to exit the tactical mode in order to not trigger the glitch where if you do this... Okay, let's actually try this. Let's actually test this. So right now I am in the shooter ship, right? Right now I'm in the tactical overlay, and what we're going to do is I am going to tell it to fly towards this sector. So it's just one jump, and it's going to do exactly that. Now, my hypothesis is if I don't exit the tactical view, for some reason, once you're done jumping, it automatically sets a new waypoint towards the center of the sector that you jumped into. And you can see, like, this ship is currently moving on its own. Its autopilot is engaged, and if we go into the mode, you'll notice that it's actually set a waypoint. Now, it's off the plane, so my question is that supposed to be the center of the sector? I don't know, but it only happens if you do a jump command whilst inside of the tactical mode, so your guess is as good as mine as to what causes this. Though we're going to hit backspace, and instead we are going to make our way towards this mission waypoint. But first of all, I do want to very briefly tag through this yellow sector, you know, just along the way. Paul Berry, welcome to the stream. We are just chilling, honestly. I still don't know if I want to make this into an actual dedicated shipbuilding stream. If you are watching this video after the fact, like if you're watching this as a video, then I will provide you a summary in the next episode, in the next, actual episode, so that you don't have to kind of, sit through all of this if this stream ends up being a lot longer than usual. So, we are inside of a container system, a container sector, sorry. It's been a while since I've actually played Freelancer, but I still refer to each individual place as a system instead of a sector, but yeah, that's just how it is. Right now, I don't see anything immediately interesting for us. I don't see any specific claimable items. I don't see claimable asteroids. I don't see any easy-to-spot containers, apart from the container field over there, or here. So, we, I guess, are just going to ignore the system. So Sarcasm's detector is saying that it looks like it's going to the same coordinates in the destination sector that it was in the source sector. Actually, yeah. It could be, because the ships in the previous sector were off the original plane. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, actually. I should actually report this as a bug. I'm pretty sure that this is not intentional. So, let's jump into the next one. I'm not going to go for a just straight line over here. I'm actually going to go through the green sectors, as it were. So I'm going to make sure that I do exit the tactical view before I jump. And, yeah. So it doesn't really look like there's a lot of yellow sectors around, so we'll just have to go through the green ones. I do want to keep exploring as I go, just in case. Oh, okay. So these are not the same guys. Like, this is a completely different place. Like, a completely different nation. Which is a good thing. Because I will want to find someone to bully sooner or later. So, I really don't think that they'll have anything interesting in a sector like this, because, again, that is kind of not the purpose of these sectors in particular. One of the other reasons why I want a fourth ship is because I want a ship that has the capability, or rather, that has a spare slot for us to mount a object detector on. So even if it's just something very low tech, even if it just tells us there is or is not any items of interest in that sector, that should be already more than enough. Like, that would already help. Even though, you know, that would mean we would have to just constantly switch from that to it and vice versa. It would kind of be annoying, but, well, what you gonna do? So let's make sure that we exit the tactical and plot our next jump. Just call me Sark. Oh, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so what do we have over here? I'm still hoping for some sort of yellow sectors, but since we are not getting it, I'm going to go for this green one simply because it is on the way to the system itself. Kind of wondering what to do with the current situation with the non-combat, you know, quote, non-combat ship, because I do still think that the problem might be the fact that it is not counting itself as a combat ship. So I actually want to test this. So let's very quickly switch to this ship. You'll notice that we do have a torpedo loaded. So, you know, that's good. And you know what? I actually kind of hoped that we would have picked up more than this. Interesting. I guess that's not really that big of a deal. Alright, so I think what's gonna happen is I am going to give it a turret that can in fact attack enemies. If we need to, it is going to count itself as a ship that is capable of attacking something, and in order to make sure that it also is a little bit more, or either a little bit less squishy, we're going to go for DPS slot and defense turrets. So over here we have a exceptional. I want to make sure that it has the longest range possible. So I'm going to mount one over here, like this, and the other one over here like this. So this will give us two, quote, combat turrets. It's obviously that it counts it as a defensive turret, yeah, okay, but at the same time, it still is, in fact, a combat turret. Now, my question is, yes, we do have enough. Alright, so this thing is going to auto-fire. Actually, no, this is going to be defensive, just in case. Like, I do want it to primarily focus on any sort of torpedoes. But yeah, the whole point of what I'm doing right now is the fact that I had a feeling that it might not actually resort to using torpedoes if it physically does not have armed turrets. I had a feeling that this might be the case. I don't want to almost lose it again just for the sake of finding out. But yeah, alright, with that in mind, let's go. We have a friend to save. For the record, I still haven't checked which captain was the analog for the, like, the civilian analog for the Commodore. Okay, there we go. The shooter's here. Those two are here. So, apathetic tendencies, please do not do the do. Attack enemies, attack enemies. There we go. You can see it's already shooting torpedoes. So, my question is, would this ship actually attack with torpedoes? Or would it actually wait until it's within range of the, defense turrets? Oh, there goes a torpedo, but that is in fact a anti-torpedo ship. So there it goes. Okay, so the apathetic tendencies is actually getting focused, and it's still as squishy as ever. It's 1 point something thousand hull. So just fly away. Just please fly away. Don't get shot. Yeah, the funny thing is, like, that thing is still the squishiest ship of our fleet, and for some reason, although it's not even for some reason, it's obviously for that reason, that the ships are actually going after it. I'm just gonna tell it to just fly off very, very far away. You know, what would happen if I would have placed the torpedo slots in the back? I wonder if the ship would have actually used it as such. Okay, there we go. So the apathetic tendencies is out of the way, which is fine. I would actually really like it to actually go here and start picking up these items. I'm actually just going to make sure that it's not too far away. I really do suppose that one of the easiest things to do would be to just bring it up to the current stats of the other two ships in terms of hit points, so that it can just be within the thick of it without us needing to worry about it. The only reason why I'm not doing that right now is simply because I do want it to just be quick, zippy, and just move around and grab all the items that these ships drop without having to worry about anything else. Speaking of which, we're probably going to make the same mistake as the other time, but I'm just going to tell it to start salvaging already. 45.2 Omicron, that's like a shoulder massage. Yeah, well, I mean, it only has 2 defense turrets, and that is literally all that it has. In comparison, the shooter is 358 Omicron, and the lady is 105, so if anything, the lady will have to be the one that is getting most of the stuff. Oh, apathetic, don't. I think the apathetic is actually going for the oldest items first, which would make sense, but I would rather not have it. This is probably the last wave anyway. So Adrian just asked, Yo Spazzy, any plans to play the Freelancer single-player campaign with the HD edition mod? It's pretty crazy. The thing about HD graphics and remasters is that it kind of defeats, for me, it kind of defeats the purpose of replaying the game, because I usually replay these games to relive those memories, and it's kind of obvious that they did not have that sort of graphics, so it kind of takes away from the immediate fun. I've been actually kind of wondering, like, do I want to give Disco a poke again, but maybe trying to play through the single player again? I mean, I already did that. We went through the whole campaign, actually. Oh, okay, never mind. One more. There's one more wave. There is one more wave, and it's going for the apathetic tendencies. Whew! Look at him go. And there we go. So this time around, the apathetic tendencies is actually using its boost. It wasn't doing that the last time around, and I don't know why. That's the drum, by the way. I exited the shooter because I thought that I would be able to use the loot command. There he goes. So the whole point of why the apathetic tendencies, it's currently the squishiest ship, but it actually has the most energy generation out of all of the ships combined right now. And the only reason for that is simply because it is giving the ship a chance to actually just boost away as far as possible without running out of energy to do so. Hey, so far so good. Like, there is nothing immediately problematic happening, although, again, for some reason, the lady is the one that is getting focused right now. Maybe it's because of the way the shooter kind of moves. The shooter does have more bolters on it, so it does have the capability of kind of staying away a little bit more than the lady, and maybe that is why the lady is getting shot. It's not the fact that it's getting focused, it's just that it's immediately flying into the range of all the possible enemies. Okay. Stop. You can come back now. Okay, you can loot again. I think this is the last ship, by the way. Okay, so Sark just said the other side of that argument would be increasing the survival of that thing will increase the survival of the whole fleet. Your fleet will have a bigger pool of hit points and shield points to soak damage. Yeah, it really is just the fact that I kind of wanted to make a zippy little shippy. So it's probably going to be along the lines of, okay, so I'll elaborate in just a moment. So can I see your credentials? What are you? Armed turrets? Good. Auto turrets? Okay, that's fine. I don't know. I would rather have the money, honestly. No surprise there. Okay, so I just told these ships to pick up all the loot, by the way. So, the problem right now, I think that I am going to bring it up to the current standards of these two ships, but then I'm going to add to those two ships and leave it as it is. Because right now, I do want to get a engine limit bypass system, just to make that thing go completely new and just completely ignore any problems. Like, at the end of the day, one of the best things that we could do for it is to give it a chance to mount something like a launcher turret or a railgun or something, like anything that keeps it far, far away from the first line of combat. If possible. Like, as much as possible. And so, with that in mind, we did do this mission, we do have the money, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back, try to take a look at all of the current equipment dealers that we know of, and see if we can find one there, because trying to find it by chance does not look like it is going to help us too much. That being said, it might be more fun to do it this way. Just go through all the yellow sectors and kill pirates and just hope for the best, basically. Yeah, Apte is. I knew what you meant. So that is currently the whole idea. Like, I do want to bring it up to spec, but I do still want to make sure that it is the lightest and the zippiest ship in the whole fleet, because one of the ideas is that once we clear out a mining sector from pirates, while the salvager is going to salvage the wrecks, that thing can just, go around and mine. And the faster that thing is going to be, the easier it is going to be. That is the overall idea right now. How well is that going to work in practice is a completely other... That's a whole nother thing. But yeah, that's kind of the idea right now. So I kind of hope that these are torpedoes and that the apathetic tendencies is actually going to go after them. By the way, a small reminder, I am still looking for names for these things. Like, I don't really care for the names that I have currently designed for them. So, that thing is still over there, like, it's still a thing. But yeah. So, as far as I know, the addition of torpedo drops is in fact a fairly new thing, and I'm really glad to see that it is an actual thing, by the way. Like, these ships are doing it. There it is. The apathetic tendencies is currently picking up. Oh, there we go. That is it. So, going to go into shooter. There we go. Follow. And there was a yellow sector right here that we are going to go to. Don't forget to actually exit the thing, and everything's fine. At some point in time, I will want to very quickly take a look at what kind of weapons that I picked up, and put them all on Lady, because right now the Lady is the least damaging out of all of these ships. At the same time, I do probably want to go to the opposite end of the universe right now, because we are currently going towards the edge, so anything that we find, any sort of, weapons that we find, are in fact not that good. Okay, what do we have here? What is this? The Followers. Okay. That's kind of interesting. The Followers? Oh, okay. So wait, this is kind of strange. This was a yellow sector. So, what happened here? That is really strange. This is probably the first time that I see a yellow sector which has a presence of the actual nearby nation. Oh, you, apathetic tendencies, you are going to grab that right now as I look for any containers or something. Like, the cool thing about making sure that this thing is fast enough to, do something like this. Oh, look, there's stuff there. I want you to grab it. Is that if I don't find anything until it, by the time it reaches it, all I have to do is tell it to follow the shooter and just jump out. It does not need to return to formation in order to do so. Okay, is that a claimable asteroid? Yes. Yes, it is. So, click on the asteroid, let's focus on it, so the plane of the control system, the tactical view is currently there, and I'm going to tell the shooter to go to it, because you actually do need to be inside of the ship to be able to claim things. Apart from that, though, like, it does not look like there's anything else here. I'm still kind of used that if I use... Okay, so obviously the thing is using WASD to move around, and E and Q to move up and down. I'm kind of wishing that if I, like, held down a key like Shift or something, it would actually move faster. I think it's kind of from RimWorld. I think RimWorld specifically had that, sort of... Oh! Subspace signals. So, in all honesty, I don't want to meet them here, because these guys are going to kill it, and I'm not going to get any loot from that. So, we need to make sure that this thing spawns somewhere inside of their territory, but in an empty sector. So it counts as their territory if we defeat them, but an empty sector. So that's a thing we do have to do. But apart from that, nothing really interesting. I'm just waiting for the shooter to get towards the claimable asteroid. Hopefully by that time, yep, there we go. We have some titanium being gotten. All is fine. So nothing new there. Yeah. So, in the meantime, the whole idea with the salvage ship, that is kind of easy enough. I want it to be basically, like, the salvage ship was the original idea that it would be a ship that is kind of like a utility ship. Like, it's not straight up a combat ship, but at the same time, it would be rugged and sturdy enough where it could easily just kind of fly into the battle with the other ships. Because, as far as I understand, the NPCs do have the ability to use the salvage... Oh wow, that's not a lot. Yeah, so obviously the worse the reputation you have with these guys, you'll get more reputation, but you'll get a lot less money. So if you want to sell these things for money, you do want to sell it to the nation with the highest reputation you have with them. But yeah, okay, so that's fine. Apathetic tendencies, you can start following the shooter again. We do need to move if we want to make sure that we are going to find those aliens. But yeah, everything is fine. Okay, let's take a look. So your sensors picked up the burst of subspace signal. So we have about 5 minutes or so until it actually gets here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to board the lady for a moment here, and we're going to do the same thing again. So first of all, I want to see visible silhouette, no, highlights, turrets, there we go. I want to highlight the turrets. I want to remove all of the turrets that I have, like this. There we go. And now, I want to go for the turrets, I want to sort them by DPS, and there we go. So, precise double minigun. Very nice, you go here. After that we have two... See, the salvage lasers actually do have a fair amount of damage. And that's what I kind of... That's sort of the reason why I want to do it like that. So, superior chain gun, precise chain gun, long-range double chain gun. Very nice, very cool. And let's very quickly take a look. So, we have 2 more slots. So, I do want to go for defense turrets. I need at least 2 of these. I really don't want to make that same mistake again. Something like this, maybe? No, where do I want to put it? I should have made these a little bit bigger. You know what? I am actually going to make them a little bit bigger. Oh, yes, yes, of course. It's a very minor edit, but it is going to help us very much. Alright, there we go, and still 2 ships, still 2 guns. So let's see what we got. Dual chain gun. We could place it down here. Have a little bit more coverage from all of the sides. Ionized chain gun, there we go. What else do we have? How many do we have? Unarmed turret slot 1, which we honestly do not need. Alright, so that is going to be it. So we're going to set group 1 to the defense turrets, and auto fire, auto fire, auto fire, auto fire, auto fire, auto fire. Literally all the guns on this thing are going to be auto fired. And you know what? I like that. Auto fire and defensive. Okay, all is fine. There we go. So we went from like 100 Omicron to 246, which is still not a lot, but just enough. More subspace signals, they're getting stronger. Okay, so that's basically it. We are just going to wait for these things to appear. So, Chad, my attention is on you right now. Like, if there's anything you want to ask, anything you want to comment, now is the time especially. Yeah, by the way, got myself a Switch. That was, terrible. Because my monitor, I don't have a TV, because I don't watch TV, and I tried to hook it up on my gaming monitor, and the pixels are the size of Twinkies. You can press A on a selected weapon to set it to auto, like you'd press A number. Okay. That's, hello, come here, over here, the shooter. These two are going to follow the shooter, and as soon as it opens fire on this thing, I am going to simply set all of the ships to just attack all enemies. We just need to make sure that we get there as soon as possible, so these guys don't actually jump away, because the whole idea is that if they jump in and you're neutral, aka you don't open fire or shoot a weapon at all, they will jump out after a few moments. So hopefully we get there in time, question mark. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Open fire with anything. Oh, there we go. And attack everyone. Oh, what a waste of torpedo. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That I'm pretty sure that guy just got melted just by the defense turrets, because they are currently the only ones that are within range. Oh, wow. That was... ow. And of course they didn't drop anything. Oh, come on, Apathetic, stop wasting torpedoes. Okay, so that was a waste of time. I had a feeling, like, the further away you are from the center, the less logical it is to actually do something. So, let's just get back. I want to go back to the center, rather the capital, and we're going to do that. There we go. Exit tactical. Okay, Chad, we have a bit of time, so let's talk. So, Imperium of Blarg is asking, is there a rough guideline as to how much armor, shield, and Omicron you should have at a given range to the center? No. So there are currently, as far as I can tell, there's like 3 tiers of NPCs that you will encounter at any given moment. You have raiding NPCs, so this goes for both Pirates and Zotan, which are, in any given, like, moment, the least powerful ones. After that, yeah, both of them are here. Everything's fine. After that, you have the hidden sector ships. These ships are a fair bit stronger than the raid ships, but they're still manageable. And after that, you have the populated space defense ships, like the ones like the corvettes you would see in a populated system. Those are a lot stronger. As far as I can tell, but like, don't quote me on this because it just feels like it, they seem to be on par, or maybe that's the other way around. The prosecutor corvettes are on the same level as those things. So, in other words, if you want to have a kind of, maybe not a baseline, but a rough idea as to how tough your ship needs to be, you need to get close to one of those things, like in the current area where you have friendly NPCs. Get close to one of those things, and simply look at their stats, and multiply it by, I wouldn't go overboard, but maybe, I don't know. I think that in my previous Let's Plays, playing on normal and veteran, I would say that by the time I hit Trinium, I did have a million, a million hit points. But again, it's really hard to tell because that was before 2.0, before they introduced the mechanic of jump energy required. So if you make a huge, big chunk of ship, so for example, look, take a look at this. So right now you have these blocks that have no background, and the blocks that have this kind of like a, squiggly line background, a technical kind of motherboard kind of ish pattern to them. The ones that do have this pattern, they will make your ship larger in terms of processing power. Iron armor, for example, in our case, iron armor does not add to it. I can add as much armor I want to this thing, and is not going to hit any sort of limit. But the more armor I add to this thing, so for example this much, the more it adds to the hyperspace jump energy that this thing needs. So yes, by the time I got to Trinium in my previous playthroughs, which is the reason I'm telling you this, I was easily beyond 1 million hit points. I don't think that this is possible anymore. Don't quote me on this, but it seems like that's not possible anymore. Or maybe it is. In the current playthrough with Mutmut and Eridoth, my ship is... Well, I mean, one of the ships is easily there. It was the Paladin. But we just got through Neonite. We just entered Trinium. So, I don't know. I would say just take a look at around you and, you know, if you start dying terribly during these encounters, then chances are you need a better ship. That's the overall, that's the rough way that I can kind of explain that. Okay, so we have arrived at the center. Well, not the center. We have arrived at the capital system. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to tell the apathetic tendencies to just go and mine while we do this. And in the meantime, I want to see what do we have for the equipment dealer. So, there is nothing too outstanding over here. What about the subsystems? Okay, we do have a velocity bypass filter, but the problem is this tier of velocity bypass instantaneously cripples your energy generation. And honestly, the only way that I can think of remedying this would be to pair it with something like this, which gives you more generated energy. So it kind of cuts it, but then you get it back. Now, the only problem is that it would be a waste of 2 slots. Maybe that's fine? Maybe it isn't. So, apathetic tendencies, I will have you dock with this thing. Let's try it. I don't think that there's any reason not to. My ship is under attack. I have a feeling that maybe one of the ships... Oh, hello! What is going on? I don't know what's going on, but we need to help them. No. No, we in fact do not need to help them. At all. Oh dear. Well, that was interesting. Until it wasn't. Yeah. It's okay. Go and dock. So GM just wrote, "Good afternoon, I've been watching you..." Hello. For a while. What's the best weapons to use on a ship from all 4 angles, which I never see everybody do their... always put them up on the front of the ship, instead of putting on all 4 corners of the ship, maximizing the long range by putting it on the 4 corners instead of sticking all in the front. The reason why people stick all their weapons on the front is not because of the distance or something like that. It is simply because when you fly the ship, that's all you see. You mostly see the upper part of the ship. So look at this. So I'm currently looking at the ship as if I was flying. Sorry, I'm just going to pause the game for a moment. So this would be my view of the ship if I was flying it. So in other words, it is much easier for me to kind of see this part and have all the weapons on one part and just kind of maneuver myself so I can always fire them all at the same time. Because, yes, you get more coverage if you place them on all sides, but this means that unless you have your ship in shaped in a wedge, where all of the guns will shoot forward, you would have to constantly keep your nose pointed at whatever it is that you're shooting. So it's a lot easier for any, person who is just flying the ship, like not the NPC, but the player themselves, to put all the weapons on one side so they can just focus on that one side. So, one of the things I do want to try, by the way, is to make a broadside ship and give the NPC it, and see what would happen. Like, would it kind of go into combat a little bit differently if that was the case? But I don't think the NPCs are smart enough for that. I know for a fact that they are not smart enough to actually use coaxial guns that are just hard-mounted, like they don't have any swivel. But, yeah. So, Imperium just said, I'm just passing the barrier, but I'm on normal, and I'm looking into a higher difficulty playthrough, so I'm not sure how much things will be skewed. Oh dear. Hey, that was not me, alright? I was checking the chat. Whoops. Oh dear. This is completely fine, don't worry about it. You know what? I am just going to stop this thing before it does anything else. There's I don't think the game is used to, like, people trying to dock so many ships at the same time, especially auto dock. Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, how much more things will be skewed? Well, the thing is, mostly there are two things that change in higher difficulties. The first one is that if... I will show this in the next time we fight something. So, I will be exiting the tactical view. You currently see where your guns are pointing, and you'll notice that in this particular difficulty, what happens is that when a ship shoots another ship, it kind of does this kind of simulated inaccuracy, right? In higher difficulties, that is removed. As long as you are within the shooting distance of a gun, it is never going to miss you. So that is a huge part of the difficulty rating, simply because the NPCs are not trying to miss you anymore. And the second one is, currently the idea is that you start losing blocks once your ship reaches about 80% hull. So until then, you can get hammered anywhere, but, you're going to only lose hit points. Once your overall ship's health reaches 80%, then you will start taking the damage in segmented ways. Like, it is going to start counting damage towards specific blocks. And that's where the armor and integrity fields kind of start coming into play. So that is one of the things. Okay, so very quickly, I want to do the following things. So first things first, I do want to get... Oh, I think it just refreshed, actually. Yeah, it definitely refreshed. Well, so much for that. We were a little bit too slow. So, it actually refreshed 4 minutes ago. So, XD. So much for that. I don't need this. I can easily sell this right away without any problem whatsoever. I don't think that we're going to use these hyperspace boosters anyway, but honestly, they are so cheap in terms of for how much they actually sell for, that it doesn't really matter for me. Like, I don't really care. But, yeah, so, let me quickly check the chat again. GM, thank you for answering my question. Now, are electric and laser... What? Thank you for answering my question. Now, are electric and laser the best weapons to use? Honestly, I never liked them because, like, I prefer ranged combat. So, and I also really like when my attacks are, punchy. So, please, give me a cannon, like a artillery cannon, over an electric thing, and any day of the week, and I'll be very, very happy. Alright, so since we haven't done this, so first things first, do we have anything that needs to be repaired? I don't think so. Do we need to repair you? No, we do not. And the shooter, you did take a hit, but you're fine. Alright, so all of our ships are currently fine. We missed a chance to get the bypass system, but frankly, it was so low tech that it doesn't really matter. So instead, we're actually going to take a look at the bulletin boards again. Solar panels, processors, investigate missing freighters. Yes. Bulletin board. I do like that. So, there we go. Investigate missing freighters. So where are you now? For some time now, freighters taking a certain trade route have been disappearing. Pretend to be a freighter yourself. Investigate. Report to Biotope as once you have 45 free cargo space. Do I have 45 free cargo space? Actually, I have more than that. Is it free though? That I do not know. Scrap iron, scrap something. 40 anti-carbon. Yeah, we should be fine. So where is it? No, okay, it's over there. Alright, Biotope. This is where we have to go. Let's go. And the empathetic tendencies and whatever. They can do whatever for now. They'll be fine. Yeah, I feel like doing missions. I'll be honest with you, missions in this game have never really been that big of a deal for me until now, because it's a little bit harder to just, you know, move around and explore a little bit. Usually I would do this in the regular sense, like you would have seen me doing so in during the co-op playthrough, where I have the Connoisseur of Fine Farts. A very quick ship that is just built around ignoring any sort of kind of combat and just exploration. Now, I cannot really do this in this playthrough simply because I'm not directly operating the ship, so I don't have the capability of quickly going in, grabbing some sort of claimable asteroid or, you know, a wreck or something like that and getting out. That's not an option for me. And so this time around, we kind of need to be a little bit smarter about it, but in practice, not really. Anyway, gonna have this thing dock with it. I suppose we do need to dock with it simply because we do need to pick up the cargo that we are going to be using. And as we do this, the apathetic tendencies can just kind of mine around a little bit. There is something else. Maybe we could make a salvage ship right here. Let me quickly check the chat. Hi everyone, YouTube didn't let me know about the stream. Hey, Dragon, don't worry about it. You did not miss a whole bunch, don't worry about it. So let's take a look. I kind of want this thing to be as big as the apathetic tendencies or the thing. So let's select the ship thing. Oh dear. Nice generation there, dude. So that would be the oh, there we go. 7K, 8K. There we go. So this would actually cost a whole frickin' bunch. 51,000 iron, 13,000 titanium. That is to create a ship that is on par with our current one. Lady, just go do the do. Yeah, I do want more ships. I most definitely want to get a salvager, because we have been picking up a lot of salvage turrets. So I think that it would be really nice. I do want to get a little bit of damage on these things, just so I can get... Oh, there we go. Hey, look! As I said, efficient Double purifying salvage laser, just like that. Yeah, we definitely need a 4th ship. But do we want to create it from here is a different question altogether. I think I can do that. I'll do my best. There we go. Oh, look! It has given me 45 potatoes! I feel so Latvian! Okay, first things first, going to tell both the tendencies and the lady to follow me. And after that, we're going to set out. A new Mr. Krabs? No, Dracon, not a new Mr. Krabs. I am really not aware of how good would something like Mr. Krabs actually deal with this sort of gameplay. I'm pretty sure that, like, once we entered some sort of system with a field or something, we would be completely and utterly screwed. Like, there would be nothing we could do about it. There is something green floating over there. I think it's a little bit too late. Like, we'll worry about this first. So, with that in mind, let's go. So, all we have to do is follow this path and get ambushed by pirates. Because that's how bait works. Okay. This one is fine. Afterwards, travel to that place. Where's that place? It's over here. So, let's set up the new jump, and all will be fine. So in the previous episode, I was flying through these, quote, empty systems and actually stumbled upon the Avorion logo. That was an interesting moment. I didn't even think that that was possible, but, yeah, there we go. Okay. I really like the fact that this mission is sending me closer to the center of the galaxy. That's already a good thing. Okay, next one is over here. So, shooter. There we go. 2 jumps. Now then, I will want to visually improve the tendencies. Simply because I kind of made it so very quickly that, you know, it looks kind of crappy, but, you know. You should build your own ship. You do a nice job of it. Yeah, I guess it's just that, like, at this point in time, building my own ships would kind of take a little bit too much. Unless I made something very, very simple. In which case, XD, this is this is what happens when I make something very, very simple. And as usual, it's always about spaced armors. This is emergency. What? We need someone to do... Targeting systems. Okay. Urgent delivery. That is not something we care about. Okay, so, next jump, we might be attacked? Oh, there we go. Sentinel, if you want to live, you only have one option now. I know which one that is. I'll kill you. You're outnumbered. Prepare to die. Okay, everyone, first of all, everyone attack, and also, a pathetic tendencies, you need to fly away. Because that's a lot of people. So, what about these dudes? Let's take a look. So this one, oh, this is 43.5 Omicron rating. So these guys actually have the same Omicron rating as the dudes from the Saving Friend mission. But it looks like it's melting through them just as quickly. I guess the only difference right now is that these guys don't seem to have any torpedoes. You know, this genuinely might be kind of easy. I've stumbled upon the devs HQ in the core, says Sark. Wait, is it like an actual thing? Nice. I love little, like, Easter eggs like that. Oh, what a waste. Don't waste the torpedoes on that. Oof. Well, Don't worry about it. Build a shippie not like you normally would, something truly insane. Will help again. You know what? I will actually take you up on that offer. Okay, so after this, we're going to go and make a shippie that I would not usually build. What would be a shippie that I wouldn't usually build? Need your help. Need your help a little bit there. Oh wow. So our mining ship is currently doing very terrible things to this dude. I just exited the ship, by the way. I will want to set all of these to loot. I think that the tendencies have it has its thing covered, by the way. Yep, there we go. Hey, we got 100,000. That's cool. And some mail. Thank you for defeating the pirates. You may keep the cargo we gave you. What am I going to do with your potatoes, dude? Come on. Okay, there we go. There is a dev area in the core. Won't spoil you for that. Okay. A ship build would be interesting. I mean, sure. We have been streaming for 1 hour, which is just pure gameplay. So yeah, sure. I would have to leave the tendencies to mine for a little bit, just so we actually have the, you know, raw necessary material to build a ship from. Okay, I think that's it. Like, there are no systems here. Okay. Follow. So, what do we have? Okay, we have some yellow systems right here. Let's start with those. Without, like, forgetting to exit the tactical. War Cube means Mr. Krabs. Legit though, suggest your suggestions. Oh, it did that thing again. That was oh, that's why. There's a wormhole. Hey, do we want to go through that wormhole? It kinda seems like it just goes somewhere around here, I guess. No, even we're somewhere around here. It's not going towards the center. It's simply going to the opposite end of the galaxy. We could. Should we, though? I don't think so. Let's find something to shoot. Said the dude flying a ship named Shooter. But yeah, building a shippie? Building up the salvager from ground up sounds like a worthwhile investment. I would say that we probably wanted to get a little bit more titanium than we currently have, though. Build a second Mr. Crab, that's awesome. This first Mr. Crab, and then put both of them in, because the first Mr. Crab was the beast of its own, there was no equal. Oh, there we go. Okay. So what is this? Bandits, pirates, and outlaws. You know what? Screw you. We have no turrets or combat fighters. Apathetic tendencies. What? I gave you the, Okay, so it's flipped now. As long as it did have the torpedoes, it was attacking the enemies. Now that it does not have the torpedoes, it's not going to use the defense turrets as regular turrets. That's strange. Okay, boys and girls, since we are in fact going to go and do some shipbuilding, please submit your ideas. I'm actually going to tell the apathetic tendencies to go and claim this thing for us, just, you know, just to keep it nice and busy, since it's impossible to currently aid us in this little battle here. Dragon just said, and add Battlestar Galactica and Cyclone Battle Base, mix 4 SC, what you get. You know what? That is actually a thing that I wanted to try, but it would require us to actually get to the point where we have some specifically long-range turrets. A ship that is capable of only turning itself around with either gyroscopes or, say, thrusters, but having no engines. It can only jump between systems. And the idea would be that we would place mostly repair guns on that thing, so that it would be kind of like a fallback base, where it would just auto repair things that was kind of, you know... So for example, you go into a battle, you start taking a little bit too much damage, and you just run back to that thing and kind of hide under its skirts, so to speak. Okay, speaking of that, how are our guys doing? It kind of looks like they're fine, it's just that I'm skeptical how well these things... I just said that, but the shooter just bumped into a rock and lost, like, 500 hit points. Oops. As a matter of fact, by the way, I have not watched Battlestar Galactica. There's actually a lot of these older sci-fi related things that I haven't watched, and Battlestar Galactica and yeah, Star Trek would be the two of the ones that I haven't watched, actually. There's actually a lot of things I haven't watched. It's just that I don't have really the free time to just sit down, and I don't even know where I would need to start. Also, Firefly. Although the reason I'm not touching Firefly is simply because I know for a fact that it's not, you know, complete. And there's already more than enough things that I kind of started, and there's, like, okay, first of all, you are not here, by the way, dude. You need to get a little bit closer. Thank you. Yeah. So, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of holes in my overall sci-fi list, so to speak, which I will patch up eventually, just not now. Okay, there we go. One more wave. What do we have? The shooter is at 98%, the lady is at 99%. Oh wow, the lady is actually taking less damage than the shooter this time around. Wow. Actually surprising. So, sell asteroid, there we go. All is fine. You know what, just go mine. So while these guys are going to just do their own thing, you can just go and mine. So this is what I mean. Do you see the amount of misses that these turrets are currently doing? So if we were playing on a higher difficulty rating, it would actually not do that. It would actually hit every single shot, and all the ships suddenly take more damage and die a lot faster, and suddenly all the turrets seem like they're much better than they actually are. Hey, Warzone. Yes, you are. I've been streaming for about an hour and 15 minutes. You got just in time where we're about to do some nasty things, and by that I mean we are going to try and build a shippie that I, quote, wouldn't usually build. So I'm actually going to jump out of the apathetic tendencies and tell it to loot, because I have a feeling that this might actually despawn if we wait too much. Like, getting more things is a good idea, it's just that we probably have more pressing things to do. And this is probably the last one. There we go, sector clear, beautiful. Go and loot. All of my ships are now set to loot. Alright, let's just wait a little bit for them to actually do this. Now I can focus a little bit more on the chat again. You've never seen the 80s version of Battlestar Galactica? Dude, I haven't seen any version of Battlestar Galactica. My only actual, my only amount of experience with Battlestar Galactica was back in Discovery Freelancer mod 4.84, back when the Cryo Republic fighter was using the Battlestar Galactica Viper model. That is my extent of it. Unless I accidentally flew something else that is from there, I wouldn't even know. YouTube reminders are lacking. Actually delayed it by an hour. What the hell? Yeah. That might tend to happen sometimes. What else do we have? Google the Cyclone Battle Base. Sure. Let me just do that real quick. Cyclone Battle Base. Battlestar Galactica. What is this? Okay, that legitimately looks like the Nomad base in Omicron 90. No joke. Oh, Cylon. Okay, I'm sorry. So are you guys picking everything up? Is all fine? I'll take a look at what it is that we actually picked up in just a moment. One of the things I do want to do in this sector, by the way, is make sure that we get a full sweep. And, oh wow, combat control exceptional +4. Yes. Yes, I like that. I like that very much. So, quick question. Do we have, any items here? And by items, I mean, in stashes or something like that. See, if we had that, that salvager ship, we could actually just switch to it and see if there's any detected items. There's a completely decent chance that, yes, this place is just, these things. There's so many asteroid here, there's so many resources, that the, quote, value, finger quotes, value of the sector is fully completed by these things alone, without any other hidden items, apart from the claimable asteroid, by the way, which actually does make sense. This might be just a very resource-rich asteroid, and that claimable asteroid is actually contributing a huge part of it. Yeah, so, currently, what I'm looking at right now is... Oh, by the way, we hit our first million credits. So, my question is, what did we get? Did we get anything that would help us in terms of bypass? Oh, we did get one. With an exact, it's so bad that the generated energy is -50%. That is terrible. I would settle for a blue one, but not a petty one. What a waste. Apart from that, looks like we have, you know, we have done everything. I think those might be torpedoes. Yeah, there we go. Those are torpedoes, and that is something that the apathetic tendency is going to take. But yeah. So, my question is, do we have... Okay, before we make that ship, I want to have at least 10,000 titanium. I'm going to very, very quickly wait for the apathetic tendencies to actually pick up these things. And it just did, actually. And then I am going to just manually tell it to just grab these titanium asteroids. Hopefully it is going to be very quick, so, you know, I'll be just fine. Still watching the chat, by the way. So while we're picking up some of this titanium, still looking for overall ideas. The Silent Battle Base was almost the size of our moon. Galactica was almost the same size of mass. That doesn't tell me much. I don't know what the thing is. I assume it's the, you know, battleship itself. See, the thing is, I don't want to build that base just yet. I do need a salvage ship, and a salvage ship that is incapable of moving around is not really something that I need right now. So, you know, suggest something else. Like, let's keep the you know, the BAL base idea for a little bit later. But it's definitely there. Like, it's totally a thing that I wouldn't usually do. And, you know, as a thing for a future build, yeah, sure. Okay, there we go. Grab this next. That was 1,000 titanium. I'm gonna stop when we hit, like, 10,000. Another thing that I haven't done is design a kind of, quote, upright ship. So I usually make my ships lengthwise. Maybe making one that is upwise would be interesting. What are you doing? You're shooting the wrong thing. Stop. Well, yes, thanks for the iron. Are you far enough to do a salvage carrier? No, not a salvage carrier. I just need a salvage ship. Preferably one that we can have some cargo space on, just in case. And just in case we'll need it in the future once we get the R mining lasers. We are still far from those, by the way. Like, don't get excited. A hologram ship. What do you mean, by the way? I never used hologram blocks before. Like, elaborate a little bit, like, what do you mean by hologram ship? It still has to be a usable ship, by the way. Okay, I think by grabbing these 3, we should be fine. Oh, pirates are attacking the sector. Oh no. How terrible. You know, this asshole's actually hurting it. Fly over here, please. Noom. Look at it go. 1,000 meters per second, just... This was a mistake, we're out... Serves you right! Oh, come on! You totally could have killed that. Okay, go back and mine. I'm telling it to go back because, you know, these things are not as quick fast anyway. Set yourself a challenge of, say, 25% of the ship's blocks must be hologram or glow, or 50%. I think currently playing, you know, just playing it in a RTS environment is already challenge enough as it is. I'm mostly looking for inspiration, like, design-wise, like, something interesting. As I already said, like, maybe an upright ship or something along those lines? Oh, that's kind of interesting. It did drop something vaguely nice looking. So will you be able to pick it up? Okay. Oh, wow. That's a really nice generator. You know what? I could totally bump up the overall size of this thing, just so we get another free, system slot. Slap the bypass system on it, and then slap this thing on it. It would just cancel each other out. Slave one. Yeah, basically like the slave one. Like, you know, upright shippy. The Nefelgar from EVE Online. I would actually have to look it up. Give me just a moment. I would have to look it up how it looks, because it's been since 2007 when the last time that I actually played EVE Online. EVE Online. Nefelgar. Okay, yeah, this is basically what I thought. Just a complete upright ship. Okay, that was one. The other one was the Oracle? EVE Online. Okay, Oracle EVE Online. Yeah, basically something like that. Yeah, those are two very good examples of what I thought, like, what I meant by saying upright. Completely random thoughts. Spazzy speaks English better than I do, and English is my first language. Seriously impressive. It's really impressive until you think about the source of this knowledge, which is literally just watching Cartoon Network when I was a kid. I watched way too many cartoons for my own good. Okay, one more, and we are going to head back. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the capital sector. It's nice and safe there. We can set the tendencies to actually do its due over there. And yeah, okay, do I have what I need for that ship at all? So let's take a look. So I have, civil. Let's take a look at this. Armed turrets, arbitrary turrets, unarmed turrets, unarmed turrets. Yeah, so I don't have a dedicated unarmed turrets thing, so we'll probably have to do this arbitrary turret one, and then something else. That's probably going to be how we do the do. Apart from that, do we have a... Well, I guess having a tractor beam does not really matter that much anymore. Oh yeah, Cartoon Network was an amazing teacher. You done? I'm still looking at my inventory, so, be a deer and just mine this as well. Yeah, so, what else do we need for the salvager? The salvager really needs, what was it called? The object detector. And I think, yeah, this is what we want. So one of the points of having that thing is to jump into a system. Obviously, we are still going to be mainly using the shooter as our primary ship of, plotting course and stuff. We jump into a system like this. We just dump this thing on. Or, sorry, like, for a moment, we switch to the salvager, check if there's any interesting things present, and if there is, then we can start wasting our time and just, visually scanning the system for the stuff. Alright, ladies and gents, I do believe we are almost ready to go. So I'm just going to wait for this thing to just grab this one titanium asteroid, and we're going to set out. I also kind of hope that by that time the equipment dealer has refreshed its stock, and maybe we'll be lucky, and maybe there's going to be a bypass filter that we can use. Probably not, but maybe. Easily one of the most memorable shows, apart from all the classics like, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, and Eddie. One of my most favorite cartoons there, easily, was Megas XLR, which is kind of funny, because Megas XLR made me think, if only there was a show about, giant robots and destruction like this, but a little bit, grittier. I did not know at that time, I did not know that Megas XLR was actually a spoof show that referenced all the stuff like Neon Genesis Evangelion or Mobile Suit Gundam. Like, I did not know that it was a spoof show. So, you can imagine I was really glad to find that, oh yeah, oh yes, there are shows like that. Oh. That is how it is. Alright, we are ready. Let's set ourselves back out. There we go. Now we have a nice little flight home. I think the mining ship is fine as it is right now. I don't want to touch it too much. Like, right now, again, one of the biggest challenges is that we don't have a constant active miner, because I did want to make kind of like a migratory fleet sort of thing. And so, we don't have the disposable, material to build 2 ships. But I definitely want to try and make that salvager now. It was still a good show. It was! It really was. And the, the ending of the 2nd season, the one with the, alternate universe and Evil Coop and all the other guys, like, if it would have continued, I would have really liked to see eventually them kind of make peace with the baddies, but, it would obviously mean that they would have to introduce something else, and, But it was actually a very interesting thing. I think that in their, like, trio, you have Jamie, you have Coop, you have Kira. I think it was Kira. Sorry. Like, they have conflicting personalities, which is really fun, but honestly, the main baddie would have been an amazing 4th character just to add to that pod. Like, the constant interaction pod, like, not just during battles. But yeah. You learned English from Cartoon Network, and I learned Spanish from my coworkers, so I can cuss someone out to say as many dirty things as I want, and sound like an American while doing it. Oh. Language is a wonderful thing. For a little while, I actually did not have Cartoon Network anymore. There are 3, I think there were 3, 3 separate, kind of, main channels that we used to have. you had Cartoon Network, you had Fox Kids, which was later renamed to Jetix, and then you had Nickelodeon. For the specific package that we had, we got it simply because it had the most channels on it. Both Fox Kids, aka Jetix, and Nickelodeon were both in Russian. So that's how I learned my Russian as well. At some point in time, for some reason, maybe licensing, I don't know, but Cartoon Network actually disappeared off our cable list, and I was stuck with those two. So for the longest time, I ended up actually learning a lot of Russian as well. So, XD. Alright, ladies and gents, we have arrived. So my immediate question is, hey, do we have anything here in terms of do? What do we do? What do we have? We have a better velocity control bypass, by the way. So that's kind of neat. But apart from that, there is nothing really all that interesting over here. But okay, so I am actually going to... Like, I did say that I wouldn't really touch upon the apathetic tendencies too much. I do want to make sure that this thing has some amount of stuff to it. Right now, the whole idea here would be that I do kind of... Okay, stop. Do I even have... Oh, 2 scavenger captains! Oh, what a coinky-dink! It's just what I wanted! This is a 1. So this is a tier 1. And this is also a tier 1. So these two are completely, equal. Alright, so where's this? This is far. This is closer. Since this is closer, you know what? We actually might as well make the ship right here. We might as well make it right here. So I'm just going to tell the lady to attack all targets. It's going to be fine. We will just kind of grab that captain. I think all the things just reset anyway. Trade goods, no. I think that all of them use the same timer, so... Yeah, I have 13 minutes before it refreshes, and the captains get kind of, mixed up a little bit. What kind of things do we have? New opportunities. Wanted dead, but not alive. Hello. Bulletin board. 90,000. Okay. So, who is this? Not alive. Thank you for accepting the contract. Your target is Captain Snara. He and his pirates have been terrorizing our people far too long. We can no longer close our eyes to this threat. Eliminate him and his followers. Do not attempt to take him alive. This is meant to set an example. Destroy every last one of their ships. The Cavaliers. Oh! From the Cavaliers. Lieutenant Omask. The Adventurer. Okay, so that's actually the first time we get a mission from the Cavaliers, so that's kind of interesting. Well, not really, but yeah. It's something. It's something different. Okay, so, question number 1. What do we currently have installed? Okay, so right now we only have this installed, so that's actually pretty neato, because this means that we're not actually sacrificing anything in particular simply because there is currently nothing on this ship at all anyway. So, what we're going to do is... Well, first of all, I think we can allow ourselves to, first of all, install this thing. Boom. Suddenly. Required energy, a lot. Generated energy, not a whole lot. But that's fine. That is completely fine, because, apart from that... tech rating. No, sorry. Generator. There we go. Booster. Boink. Generated energy, 5,000. Honk, honk. Everything's fine. But we are not going to leave it alone. We're actually going to slap an unarmed turret slot on this thing. Actually, do we have one for sale? Arbitrary auto armed. Of course we don't. Why would we not? I'm actually kind of surprised. There's usually there's usually at least one of each kind. So it had the arbitrary auto and military ones, but not civilian ones. Ah, that is so dumb. I think we actually might want to give this thing a gun, simply because then it can kind of help, but not really. Okay, you know what? Let's not worry about that. Like, I have a ship to make. I really would rather not need to worry about this. You know what? Yeah. Let's just launch this. Let's put this on. This will give us a few more guns. 1, 2... No, 2. Just 2. Okay, so just 2 mining. So, mining laser, there we go. By rarity. Yep, there we go. So, let's place one down. Let's place the other one down. I think that's it, right? Yep, that's it. Going to make double sure that everything is fine. We're going to select these into... There we go. All is fine. Okay, this is fine. Alright, so that's it. That's it for the apathetic tendencies. I really don't want to touch it in any other way. Going to very quickly switch to the shooter. So, the apathetic tendency. So, now that it has the bypass system, can it achieve massive speeds or not? I want to see this. Okay, there we go. Well, it's a lot faster now. I don't get it. Okay, so I'm not going to break my own rule. I'm not going to take control of this ship just to test if, you know, it does the do, but, sorry, this seems very strange. It's not even close. Like, why is it so slow? It does have the anti-missiles. 2 of them. That is really strange. Okay, what do we have? Maximum velocity. Does this look like, 1,000 something to you? No. So, why is it capped there? I don't know. I guess, they did not want, NPCs to, become too annoying. Maybe. I guess. Still kind of sad, but there we go. Well, yeah, this thing is very zippy fast now. That's good. Alright. That's done. So, oh, actually, apathetic tendencies go dock with this thing. This is really strange. Maybe it's because I've currently set it to actually dock with an actual existing item, which might be the problem. So, what if we aim it somewhere here? No, it's still like that. I don't know. I think this might be a glitch. We were easily going up to speeds for like 1,500 and 600 or something, and now it cannot even break 1,000. So I'm not exactly sure what's up with that, but I am sure that that's of no fault of our own, essentially. Alright, so, we are going to make a new shippie. So, the way that we're going to do this is we're going to move a little bit away. Oh, wait. We did want to dock with this thing. We wanted to dock to this thing because we wanted to get the captain. And we're going to hire it. He is going to be hired as currently as a passenger. And now we can make the shippie. And hopefully not destroy ourselves in the process. Yeah, see, that thing is now just crawling. What the actual hell? Space game, I don't get you. Anyway, we're going to exit the ship. We are going to tell the shooter to move away a little bit. I don't want to break the rules, by the way. I just don't want to, you know, do any movements. Okay, there we go. It didn't move because we were way too close. Anyway, found ship. Number 4. We're using titanium to find the ship, by the way. Okay, so, name of the ship. You know what? I'm actually going to bring up the vote that we had. And take a look at what is currently the most voted name. And it looks like with 4 votes... Is it going to be the Wing Clipper? Okay. I can do that. And okay. There we go. We have the Wing Clipper. Or rather, we are going to have the Wing Clipper in just a momentum. Alright, so, what can we do with this thing? So, we want to create a ship that is going to be upright. Alright, so, I think we're going to start with making sure that we have this kind of minimum amount of overall hit points. So what we're going to do is we're going to set to middle snap. One, 2. We're up to 4.14. We're going to quickly reduce both sides like this. There we go. And now, kind of like this. There's absolutely no reason, there's no specific thing that I'm currently doing, by the way. Okay, 6.67. So, by the time I'm done with this thing, it should be at around 10,000 credits. 10,000 hit points, rather. That is going to be the front of the ship. That is the center mass, anyway. Right now, I want to make sure that all of this is going to be covered by a integrity field. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with an integrity field generator. We're actually going to replace this with a integrity field generator. And the way that we're going to do this is something like this. Is this enough? Yes, this is enough. There we go. That is all the energy, that's all the integrity field generation that we need for this thing. Tall, fast, and very maneuverable sounds like a fun ship. No, with this amount of armor, that is the last thing it's going to be. It is not going to be maneuverable at all. the maneuverable ship was going to be the mining ship, because it had to be maneuverable simply because since we were not using the extended work orders for the captains, it has to like physically fly around the the fields. So that was the whole that was the reason why I wanted to make it tiny small. Anyway, titanium energy container, that is going to be our second thing, although I don't want to place it just now, because I do want to kind of finish building it visually, and it will include more armor, so it is going to be heavier, and so there might not be a reason to place down the containers just yet. Or maybe there is, it's hard to tell. You know what? Let's try it. Something like this. Something like this. Okay, like that. So that is a lot of storage energy. I think we're fine with that. So that means that everything else can be just a regular titanium generator at this point. So let's do it right now. This is going to be just the center one, where from which we can do this. So something like that. Generated energy 1.37, 5.82. That's already more than we currently need on the mining ship. So that is going to be very good. That is more than enough than we actually currently need. So, now that we have done that, what else? So, first of all, I kind of guess I will want to cover all of it with armor already, so we don't have to kind of worry about this later. Like this. There we go. It'll be just fine. We can cover the armor from here like this. There's a little bit more exposed armor over here, but I guess we don't really need to worry about it just yet. Over here as well. Like this. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright. First things first. We need a place for our crewmen. So, we're gonna do that. So, crew quarters. What kind of shape can we more or less do? So, we're gonna go back to local. And we're gonna find a good kind of shape. Okay, so this is actually a shape we could use. There we go. So that will give us 21 crew members, which is more than enough. That's perfectly fine. So I'm kind of wondering, can we get away with having a ship that has no thrusters, but has the inertia dampener thing, and then gyroscopes? Through the center. Well, so the thing why I don't think that having crew quarters in the center is a viable thing is when you get shot by something from any point in time. If you have all of the crew members in the center of the ship, they have the same amount of, armor from every single side, right? So if you place the crew members separated by the ship itself, so for example, if it's like, if I'm currently shooting at the ship at this point, then if it was inside of the ship, it would hit the crew members. But since I'm shooting here, it would have to go through all of this to get to this point, if that makes any sense. Like, it's the same idea. Obviously, that's not why I did this just now. I did it because it looks cool. but I would say that putting all of your crew members in the center of the ship does not make sense. It wouldn't move. One way to find out. I think I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Iron engine is, like, do we want to place it here? I guess so. Something like this. There we go. And now, let's make it a little bit more interesting. Something like this. And something like this. There we go. So currently we don't have any crew members, and that's why it's giving us such a poor... Okay, let's add a little bit more armor. Honestly, this already kind of looks like something I would like. I'm not exactly sure I'm going to bother with the shrouds as I would usually do. Like I think it's perfectly fine as it is. Now, the one thing I do want to do here, though, is definitely add a little bit to the side like this. Four-way thrusters for movement. We'll get to that. It's a little bit too early to worry about that. I need to put more wedges into it. Oh dear. This is starting to look terrible. And I haven't really done too much with it. That is a 3.5. Okay, there we go. Oh my god. Oh, that is a lot. Oh man. You know what? This is starting to look like an actual combat ship. Rather than a salvager. Something like this. The wedge. The wedge is real. Oh man. Yeah, there's no point, like, there's no sense of being coy. This just has to become a thruster now. This looks promising. I'm pretty sure, see, the thing is, I'm not worried about the NPC. Like, the NPC can easily fly whatever you want to make in this game. Like, the NPC will never have any problems with what you create. As long as it has the ability to move, it will figure it out. That's why I kind of love Avorion for it. Legend of Dead, I've no clue what you just said. Maybe it'll be the scariest unarmed ship in the galaxy and the pirates will be scared to try to jack it. Dude, I am going to cover all of this with defense turrets. I am going to defend the frick out of everything. You know what? Let's give it a wedge-shaped top. Oh, so many wedges. The wedges are real. That looks terrible. Didn't you do a sunfish-looking ship in your first ever playthrough? Dude, it's been so long, I wouldn't be surprised if I did. In all honesty, I don't remember. Would it be a problem? Wait, this is not even remotely the shape that I want. What am I doing? Okay, now the yaw is starting to complain. Yeah, only now. Give it a mohawk. Dude, this thing is... Oh, this is a terrible, terrible design. Why did I even make it? Ah, dude, there's no way to go around this, dude. Like, I would have to make it just a little bit more. You just select shippie. Yeah, sorry, like, I think this would benefit from a little bit more engines. Just a little bit more. Because, like, this slope over here is just begging me to add more things like this. You know what? I know how we can fix that thrust issue. Boom! There we go. See? All better. There is no war embossing, say. Everything's fine. This has got to be one of the most janky looking things that I've made. And probably drop a directional thruster between the engines. Yup, that is exactly what I did. Good luck, I only have 500 mods enabled from World. Right now, I'm only, like... I played it safe for my last playthrough, which was a couple of weeks ago, and I just... Like, I completely nuked my subscriber list from for the Rimworld mods and just re-enabled the expanded things, like all of the expanded things. Oh, didn't break anything, so that was cool. Okay, I think that in terms of design, we are fine, except for this part here. Okay, now it should be the same. Alright. Janky is fun. Yes, yes it is. I don't like this top. I'm going to do something about it. It has to be a slightly more gradual sort of thing. Also, there we go. Slightly more gradual thing like this. And then it can kind of just... Yep. Something like this. Yeah, there we go. Now it looks a little bit more better. It's not that I'm trying to make it like that. Something like this, maybe? No? So, okay, first of all, I don't even know what I'm trying to do here. I think I'm trying to give it like a... kind of like this? Question mark, maybe? No, that does not make sense. That's not what I want to make. No, I think that's fine. Oh, no, I'm dumb. This is what I wanted to do. Yeah, just have it kind of like this, but mostly like this. There we go. Oh no, the acceleration is going down again, guys. Oh no. Oh no, this is genuinely terrifying. Really right now, I think the last thing I want to kind of do with this thing is to make sure that this place is kind of like this. There we go. And of course, that also just took a big dump on our everything else. Okay, 4 slots though. This should be fine. So, armed turret slots. That's not what I want. I want the arbitrary turret slots. So, this. I do want this. And one more. Like, what else do we want? An armed one? We could go for an armed one. Like, it would also give us the auto turrets. And we would still get a little bit more unarmed turrets from the, what's-his-face? From the captain. Or... or we could put this on. Oh no. That would actually be terrible. You know what? Would this ship benefit from something like this? Maximum velocity is 446, but I think that's because we don't have the engineers. The deceleration is even worse, by the way. Huh. We can always remove this. Screw it. Ladies and boys, it's time to try and dock this thing to a ship, to a station. Oh dear. So, this now exists. How can you clip wings without infinite velocity, though? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. How much do we have? Iron, titanium. I could upscale this. Just whatever. Jesus Christ. This thing has almost twice as much hit points as the shooter. I might actually need to make the shooter the... Okay. Real talk. Covering this thing... Just... I think we do have enough... Well, no, we don't. Not nearly enough. How much this is? Like, range 0.75. So, 1. Let's give the second one to the other side like this. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Okay, something like that. Make it bigger. Oh no. Stop. You don't want to make it bigger. Like, that is the exact opposite thing you want to do right now. I think we have, like, a lot of... No, we don't. Arbitrary Charisma. Did we just use up all of them? Arbitrary. Ah, yes, it was this one. This one had all of the auto turrets on it. Okay, I suppose that's fine. For now, it's fine. Let's go for the defenses next. So, there's a 1 defense turret over here. 1 defense turret over here. And, you know what, we're going to just add one over... never mind. Apparently we're not. Combat Scrapper. See, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure that this thing could act as a combat ship just because of that. There you go. One double chain gun. Terrible. Literally unplayable. Okay, so let's very quickly take a look. What can we do in terms of that? So first of all the defense turrets are going to be set to defensive. After that, all of the salvaging lasers are going to be set to 2. This is going to be set to 3, and I want it to actually be toggleable auto-fire. Something like this. And just set it to auto-fire when acceptable. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so my question is, can we dock on the station? Oh my goodness, it actually turns. Oh, it's moving. It is moving. It's moving to one of the... Yep, there we go. Oh, it will have to go to the shooter to actually get its captain. But until then, don't worry about the captain. We're going to get the spaceship crew first. We will also get more slots from the captain, so we'll have to get a few extra people. I'm genuinely curious how fast this thing is going to be once we add the people. Because right now it's gimped. Because it doesn't have the engineers. Okay, docked. Holy hell. So we only need 3 of these. Bloop. And 10 of these. Question mark? Oh. I'm not going to react to those pirates attacking the sector simply because we're not going to be fast enough. Like, this thing, by the time it reaches it, the nearby corvettes, since this is the capital system, they will have killed it. Like, there's absolutely no reason for this. Why is it still saying that? Okay, there we go. Much better. Okay, we do have... Oh, okay, that's all that we have. Okay, let's grab, like... sorry, how much do we have? 14 out of 21. So, let's grab... 7 more people. Now we're at 21 out of 21. Oh, actually, we can't have 21 because we will have the captain. So workforce -1 auto assign. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So what's the stats now? Maximum velocity 446. It's still doing that. Okay. That is good to know. Okay, go to the shooter. Are salvage lasers still viable weapons? Pretty sure the AI never really used them for a purpose that wouldn't work in this anyway, just wondering. Been a few years since I played Avorion. Nanolis, your guess is as good as mine, because I don't know either. I want to test it out. Okay, now Kit. No, Kit. Eh. The game is really careful about that, isn't it? Okay, interact, transfer. There we go. Bloop. We have done the do. And assign as captain. There we go. So we just got 2 more unarmed turret slots, which is really good. It's just the problem is that we don't have anything to put there. What are you doing? Sir. What are you... Okay. You do that. Alright. So. my immediate question is... Okay, you. Can you please do the thing? Apathetic tendencies. What if you flew over here? Like this. I want to know if there is... Oh, we're going to reset in a couple of seconds. Imagining a fleet run on that principle as it lives off of combat alone, no mining useless unless entering a new sector of rest. I did have that as one of the ideas. Like, I actually did. Okay, there we go. We have a superior salvage laser. And that's about it. There's just one thing that we can get over here. They, like, everything else is just mining lasers. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care that much. Alright, so, you know what? Let's go. Bulletin boards, new opportunities, processors... Oh, we have the mission. We have the mission, wanted... dead, not alive. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it, boys. We have a new ship to test. Lady, tendencies, wing clipper, and we are going to go out of here. Hop, 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 hop. It's time to bounce. The only thing about that playthrough, like the self-sufficient fleet thing, you would need to give yourself some sort of starting capital. Because how many, like, 10,000 credits and 0 everything else is not enough. It would have to be something like that. Okay, so my immediate question is, are all of these ships capable of actually following me? Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, see? Okay, stop. Yeah. So, as I had expected, the wing clipper actually is... Yeah, there we go. There he is. The wing clipper is currently the most slowest ship. So we will have to actually fly the wing clipper. So instead, everyone is following the wing clipper. It is something that I expected, so, you know, don't worry about it. But yeah, the wing clipper currently is our, you know, primary ship, simply because it has to be the slowest one. There we go. Bloop. Okay, so far so good. In this case, it looks like the limitation on this thing is the energy generation. So, in other words, it's taking up so much energy to jump, it actually needs quite a fair bit to recharge its batteries so it can make the jump again. To be fair, this is something that I did expect. I just kind of wish I had prevented, or rather, I kind of wish that I had noticed this before we left the capital system. Because we could have added more generators. Okay, there we go. So, who are you? Interact. Cargo transport, yes. Ask for target. We know your kind. You're bounty hunters. We don't want you here. What? Just help us out. Nothing is for free in this galaxy. But you can do something for us. Get rid of those pirates in sector whatever, return after destroying them, and we will give you the information you seek. Are you serious? Yes, go get rid of those pirates, or we won't help you. But if you do get rid of them, you will get paid for your services, of course. Oh, okay. Ah, not worth the effort. Whatever. Oh, you just sent me on literally the opposite way. Shipyard. Okay, you know what? Before I do that, let's go over here to this place. And I want to put on a few more energy generators, but I need a shipyard to do that. A migration fleet that even has a mobile station strapped in, but it will be once... Yeah, see, a migratory fleet like that, actually, like, this was one of the... I'm actually doing a slightly, you know, cut down version of it, because I do have a mining ship. It's just that I don't really have a lot of chance to actually use the damn thing. It's not bad for a quick build. I mean, it's not what I would usually do, but we are already like 2.5 hours in, so I do still want to play the game a little bit more. It's obviously not up there with my usual build quality. So we did get all of the extra crew members. I thought it would be needed to get the you know, what? Okay, so take a look. We do have valuable objects detected. So that's kind of neato. The only problem that we currently have is that unless we have, like, unless we are sitting inside of the shooter, we don't see the hidden mass sectors. We don't see the yellow sectors. So that's kind of, you know, problematic. But yeah, we do have valuable objects in the system, so there is something to claim here. It's just that it's not necessarily what I came here to do. Alright, so I think what we're going to do, we're going to remove this edge armor, and instead fill all of that with a generator. We do need a fair bit of... Ooh, it's actually quite a bit. Okay, there we go. Is that going to solve our problems? I do not know. I hope. There we go. Well, it will just have to kind of be like that. Okay, so the green bar is actually completely full now. So that's a good thing. So the question is, so there is something here. There is something here that is setting off the thing, which does not show unless I am in this mode. Why? Why would you do something like that? Okay, you can mine for a little bit. I am going to very quickly, well, within reason quickly, just scan through, just do a small visual scan of this place. Because the detection range on that thing is so minimal that honestly we would notice the item, like the container, way before the ship would actually get there. So let's just very, very slowly go through all of this. Okay, is that it? No, there's two more. One is over here. Doesn't look like anything else. One more part here. I'm talking about the distribution of the asteroids. Okay, I think I see it. Yep, there it is. It is over there. And so we're going to have the apathetic tendencies tend to it. I kind of like this blocky-ish Borg-like style the ship has. It wasn't really meant to be like that. Like, I would usually do a lot more. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, if you would actually look at this thing from, like, the side, you know, so it's not upright, but it's more like a pancake, and just start looking like a manta ray or something. You could give it a tail or something. Just a thought. Let's just set it attack on sight. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Like, this ship, despite having the thing, is not actually using all of its current capabilities in terms of speed. And I'm wondering, is it because it is not capable of stopping? Like, might that be the reason for it? If I gave it a much better kind of, you know, deceleration in terms of, like, I don't know, giving it a, you know, rather sizable, say, you know, velocity dampener thing, would it be better? Your guess is as good as mine. Okay, come on, get a little bit closer. Just a little bit closer. Oh, closer. Leave that asteroid alone. There we go. Open! What you get, what you get, what you get? Purifying mining laser. Exceptional. Okay, so, quick question. Do we have any more, spots for it? No, it looks like we are full. I do want to place a armed turret on it. Simply because I do feel that we will benefit from it. Like, having this thing capable of opening fire on something is probably a good thing. So, titanium. Something like this, maybe? No, actually, what happens if I place it in a completely stupid spot? Like this. Or auto fire. Okay, there we go. I think that's gonna be fine. Alright, so, my question is now, if I go back to the shooter, is it going to be capable Or rather, is the wing clipper going to be capable of keeping up with this thing? Because I kind of hope it would. Because I do want to see these hidden mass signatures without having to just constantly, you know, jump around the ships. Yeah, put it in the ass. Well, someone did tell me to put it in a way that it can shoot while running away. Hey, that was your idea, not mine. You call it the bum gun, yes. Okay, there we go. Engines charging, let's go. So I have a feeling that that ship is simply going to be, you know, slower in general. So there it goes. The first jump was fine. The first jump was fine. You can see that it's actually still charging. The lady seems to just barely finish charging. Okay, jump number 2. Okay, all 3 of them. But it is currently burning through all of its energy. So my question is it going to do the do until the very end? Because right now it's actually keeping up. That's good. So the changes that we did are working. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Okay. Yay. It is doing it. It is doing the do. My boy. I think we're going to send this thing into fight, like into a battle. See what it does, and then we're probably going to wrap it up for today. Because I don't usually talk for 2.5 hours, and my throat is dry, no matter how much water I drink. Okay. Look, guys, we don't even have to chase our victims, they come to us. He says as 4 heavily armored ships jump into you. Actually, we're coming for you. They think they can feed us. Let us show them what we're made of. Okay, wing clipper, attack enemy targets. The rest of us are just going to hold back. Go, go, wing clipper. You mad lad. Did they just bump into each other? Okay, so those are the... Oh no, he's turning away because the gun is on his butt. Oh no. It is trying. But it is unironically faster than this thing. Okay, put them out of their misery. Oh, that was terrible. I will need to put it on the front. Otherwise, that thing is just running away. Which is good for the apathetic tendencies. Not so much for this thing. Look, it has a firepower of 276 Omicron. It's more than the lady. See, I like this. This means that the apathetic tendencies is actually kiting. Like, it's not facing the enemy. We made sure that it is incapable of facing the enemy. There we go. Look at that drive-by. Oh, it's getting shot. Oh no. Oh no. This is beautiful. Dude, we just made a kite ship. That is beautiful. I was not expecting this to work so well. Okay, so for the wing clipper, we do need to make sure that the gun is facing forward because we don't need that thing to run away. Okay, so I just told everyone to just go pick up all the dibbly-doos. And once that is done... by the way, that thing was actually flying pretty quickly. I didn't actually check how quickly it was, but it was pretty quick. Notice Wing Clipper went straight to his friends. Yep. Okay, so, about Wing Clipper. So, honestly, like, because of the way that this works, we do need to place it somewhere here. And right now it's this one over here. I would kind of wish that I could place it like that. But it's not to be. Or arbitrary turret slots. Do we have... No, we don't. We do not. Okay. I am content. I am okay with this. Where is the next one? Search and rescue. Search and rescue. Okay, there he is. Ah, we need to go back. We need to go back to that guy. That's the thing. Okay, the shooter. We're gonna wait until these guys just pick everything up, and we're going to finish with the, Hey! Purifying salvage laser. Hey, shooter. Wing clipper. Come back. There we go. We have N salvage laser. There we go. Just for you. Okay, and everything else is fine. Arrow 1 on shooter. I am in shooter. Let's fly all the way back. So yeah, now I'm legitimately wondering how well would a broadside NPC ship actually work? Like, if we made sure that we place the turrets on the sides and in a way that would prevent it from shooting straight forward, straight up, and behind itself. Like, make a, sort of like a window to the side. I kind of wonder, like, how would that actually work? Because right now, it looks like it's an actual thing that could be done. The question is, should it be done? And what kind of weapons would I use? I guess cannons? Launchers, maybe. Oh, it would have to be the guided launchers. Because the last thing you want to do with guided launchers is to have the ship actually fly into range. Just make sure that everyone's still, you know, grouped up. Yeah, this is interesting. Like, one of the things I really wanted to... Like, one of the things I looked forward for this playthrough, the RTS playthrough, is the fact that I would have to build these ships around the behavior of the NPCs. Okay, hello, jackass. Yes, report. You kept end your bargain, so I'll tell you what you want to know. You should be able to find them in associates in the sector XXX. We don't need to tell you that they're got to be tough to defeat. You're a professional. Thanks. 36,000 credits. I mean, that's not bad. That's not good either. There we go. We are going to go over there now. So let's go. We're going to do exactly that. Give it a try, let's find out. I would have to actually, like, I will eventually get to test that out, simply because I eventually will get to the, you know, cannons and stuff. But I'm pretty sure that I would have to get to Neonite at least. I'm pretty sure I've seen Neonite cannons and launchers. Trinity ones, obviously, definitely. But not Titanium ones. So we would have to get... over to here to actually get to that. And I'm not sure if I want to commit to a full playthrough of an RTS. Simply because you can see how long this takes. So if this was a regular kind of, you know, if I was recording for the actual playthrough, I would currently have enough footage for 3 episodes. And it's not like we really have done that much. We made a ship, yeah, sure. But honestly, not a lot. Oh, hello. Wreckage. Okay, that is very strange. There's 2 items here. Oh, for some reason it actually has 2 separate things on itself. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Apathetic tendencies will have to come over here. The wing clipper... by the way, yes, before you remind me, the reason why I didn't actually tell the wing clipper to go and salvage those guys was because they were low-tier enemies, and nothing that they would drop would actually be beneficial to us. It would be a waste of time. What is this, though? Come over here. This is definitely something that I need to pick up. I think the game just spawned 2 missions in the same system. Investigate with caution, because I smell a chap. Yes, I hope so. I have 4 ships. I want to shoot things. Hey, Trap! Where are you? I am here. I guess I would have to go to Taiwan or something for that. Oh, whatever. Why are you so slow now? There is something about the way that the game actually treats the bypass that doesn't stick right with me. We'll figure this out. Like, I'm pretty sure that maybe it has something to do with just the amount of power you get to stop the ship. Scan the wreckage. Okay, there we go. We have our new place. And now we just need to wait until this dude is figured it out. Actually, Wing Clipper, you can salvage the dew. I kind of want to see, like, can it figure itself out around this shipwreck? I'm gonna move the tendencies a little bit further away from it. Oh, you're not even remotely close. Open. Oh. Okay, that's a far away thing. Okay, just a moment, guys. I am going to very quickly try and salvage this thing. I want to see how good this thing actually is at salvaging. Super Crew says, I'm glad you built a winged ship. That is how I build most of mine. Mostly like betrays. It was by accident, honestly. Oh wow. Look at it go. Well, I would say it's doing its job. I already got 56 titanium out of this. Honestly, what I want from this are any systems or, you know, guns that we might have missed. I didn't make long boys. Oh, do you remember, like, when the game was still young? What? Hey, boys? Hey, boys. Attack. Defend the poor dude. Ow, 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 ow. I'll be fine. Hey, more salvage. That's always good. And yeah, do you remember when the game was still young and it had a tendency to make these kind of needle ships that were just terrible to shoot because they would flip around and just spaz around all the time? Ugh. That is something I do not miss. Oh! Oh, he's trying. He is trying to get to them. Oh, and that's it. Hey, auto turret! Cool. Completely useless for us, actually. Okay, just a thought. A pathetic loot, lady loot, shooter loot, and the wing clipper can do the do. Or at least continue doing the do. The good old era of death sticks. Oh yeah. Now look at it go. Big slurp salvage operation. But yeah, alright. This is just fine. Let's get inside the shooter. Everyone follows shooter. And I think that's enough for today. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that we have done a fair amount of stuff today. Apart from the fact of just creating a completely new ship, you know, that's already a good thing. But we did improve some of the loadouts. We made a very capable ship, which is going to help us. We found out that having a, wait, what was the what do we call that thing? The butt gun? No. Well, you get what I mean. On a support ship is actually amazingly good, because it allows the NPC ship to kite things. And yeah, I think we have done our fair share today. Alright, ladies and boys, thanks for watching, thanks for coming, thanks for chilling with me. For obvious reasons, like, I did not make a huge, you know, the state of the channel, you know, my thoughts for 2022, or something like that, as many other YouTubers do. My channel is so small and so intimate that I mostly already know most of you by name at this point. So I didn't think that we would require that sort of thing. Like, life is just life, and it's just going on as it was. So yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. I am going to go and make some dinner now. So yeah, thanks for coming. Cheers.